Hello and welcome to Sports Multimedia Awards for the 2016-17 season. We're here to reveal your Premier League Manager of the season. So the nominations in this category are Antonio Conte, Craig Shakespeare, Eddie Howe, Jurgen Klopp, Mauricio Pochettino, Ronald Koeman and Sean Dyche. Barney, who would you vote for in this category?
Well, for me, it's got to be Antonio Conte. I think Pochettino should run him fairly close because the stuff he's done with that Tottenham team is sensational. It's just taking them to the next level, and the progress is clear to see. But this season, more than any, I think the manager has been the most important thing for that Chelsea team. The change of system, they were going nowhere. Even in the early spells of his, there was even whispers of him being sacked after the back-to-back defeats to Liverpool and Arsenal, which were far too early. But then to change the system, it worked immediately. That's the surprising thing about that. Usually, sometimes, big formation changes like that, they take a few games to take hold and for the players to learn them. Conte seemed to have that in mind as soon as he got to Stamford Bridge, and when he actually put that into effect, the impact it had on the whole Premier League, not just Chelsea, was incredible. You saw every other manager, Mourinho, Guardiola, two of the most high-profile managers in world football, they bowed down to Conte's way of thinking and tried it themselves and got success with it. Same with Klopp. Arsene Wenger, who hasn't done it for 20 years, changed his system and got immediate success from it. So I think very rarely has one managerial change had such a big impact on the season, and for that reason, it's got to be Conte for me, the manager of the season, because Chelsea have been sensational since that.
Yeah, it's difficult to argue. It would be surprised, wouldn't it, if he's not up there. Talk about the other candidates, maybe not as popular. Craig Shakespeare, obviously coming in. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because the way he came in, and obviously he did pull Leicester away, but should Leicester have really been in that position? No, but finishing 12th. Eddie Howe, top half of Bournemouth. It's a strange one because Bournemouth had spells the season where you thought they might be in trouble, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they won a couple, got up to 9th, and you got Sean Dyche. I think Dyche deserves a mention because when you look at the Burnley squad, if you run through that squad, the first 11 in the squad, it's really not that strong, is it? They've got players like Michael Keane, Tom Heaton, who, if you were a top 12 team, top 8 team, maybe you take both of those. But you're looking apart from that, Gray's up front. I think he's a good player, but apart from that, it's difficult. Is there anyone else in there you think might be up there? Klopp?
Klopp? I think Jurgen Klopp, he's done. Obviously, the main remit was to get top 4 football this season. He achieved that. I think the main thing with Klopp is the progress Liverpool have made this season in his first full season in charge. I think we finished 16 points better off and 4 places better off than last season. So there's big progress there, getting them back into the Champions League. I don't see him challenging the likes of Conte, Pochettino. You're right to give the likes of Sean Dyche and Eddie Howe mention. They're doing things against the odds, and people like Paul Clement deserves an honourable mention. Did a superb job. Even Marco Silva, he suffered relegation, but he gave Hull a fighting chance. Did really good jobs there. Ronald Koeman, Everton. The problem with Everton now is just making the next step. It's a big improvement on last season for Everton, and Ronald Koeman has got them moving in the right direction. If they can keep the squad together, Lukaku and Barkley at the squad, then how well can they do still? At the moment, it's looking like they can't really go any higher or lower than 7th. They're very much the 7th best team in the Premier League at the moment. I think there's a bit of a gap for him to bridge, but he's enhanced his reputation again after Southampton. And then even you look at Tony Pulis at West Brom, they've had a superb season. He deserves a mention as well, not in our nominees, but I think there's plenty of managers who deserve a mention. But for me, the 2 outstanding ones have been Conte and Pochettino, and of them, Conte has been head and shoulders above even Pochettino, I think.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who sneaks into that top 3 or 4. So have a look, Barney, see what the results are.
Well, 3rd place, good to see Jurgen Klopp up there, only 6%, but 3rd place, and Pochettino 19%, and Conte absolutely ran away with it, 69% there at the top.
What would you make of that then?
You can't really argue, I don't
69%.
think. 69%. Maybe expected Pochettino to get a bit more, but as I said, you can't really vote against Conte. He's had such a big impact on the season. Chelsea have been so impressive this season. You can't really vote against him, so not too surprised to see him win by such a big margin there.
Pochettino in 2nd, Klopp 3rd, you say Shakespeare 4th, 5th Howe, 6th Sean Dyche. Interesting sidelines, mate. Lots and lots of votes, but not a single vote, not one who voted for Ronald Koeman, which is, I suppose, it's a surprise no one's voted for him. I'm not surprised that he's not in the top 4 or whatever, but none for Koeman.
That is interesting. Obviously, no Everton fans voting, but I think he's made good progress for the team, and he turned them into a very good force at home. The thing that let him down was their away form, especially in 2017. Went on that sensational winning run at home at the start of 2017. Their away forms let them down a bit, but it was only the last couple of the weeks of the season where the top 6, potential of a top 6 spot, really ran away from them. So I think Everton have had a very good season. I'm surprised to see not a single vote for him.
So 6% is good enough for third place in this for Liverpool. Surprising. So, but Antonio Conte, not much of a surprise. Your Premier League manager of the season is Antonio Conte.